tell you what, Dawn is yawning at me right as this. It will not affect me because hell's a-poppin' out there. Hell is a-poppin', folks. All kinds of things happening right now as the program begins. Fox News is reporting that the Obama administration is going to say no to the Keystone pipeline. The State Department's going to say no. They're going to allow the Canadians to reapply with a new route that will not upset the precious habitat of Nebraska. Now, the Prime Minister of Canada said yesterday, you know what, you people, I'm paraphrasing, said, you Americans are absolutely nuts. If you want to treat your whole country like an off-the-limits national park, you go right ahead, but you can't make us treat our country that way. And if we have to, we'll run a pipeline to the Chicoms. We're going to move this oil. So here we have election year politics. Barack Obama, who has also signaled to his base that there's going to be some budget cuts coming that they won't like. Now, because he's going to submit a budget. And it's going to contain ostensibly cuts in it that his base won't like. Of course, there won't be any cuts in an Obama budget that is presented. And we have Romney dredging up here a whole brand new negative advertising campaign against Newt. We have the mainstream media going after Romney, Mr. 15%, talking about how much money he makes from speeches and so forth, conveniently ignoring how wealthy the Clintons are because of speeches and how often they brag about it. Brian Ross, who has yet to investigate Obama for anything, has now out with a story on how much money Romney has given to the Mormon Church. Do you realize that Bain Capital, when Romney was there, a certain portion of Bain Capital was pledged to the Mormon Church? Well, no, I'm surprised they're doing this now. I'm surprised they're bringing it before Romney has secured the nomination. I'm surprised they're bringing that out. We all knew that was coming. We all knew the Mormon angle was coming. In fact, we've been surprised where it's been up to now. The conventional wisdom is, Romney weathered that storm in 2008. And I thought giving to a charity was a good thing. But now it's not. Now, Romney, I'll tell you, there's a better way to have done this 15% tax business. You know, he did not have a good debate Monday night. Compared to the others, Romney did not have a particularly good debate, which is a little curious because he'd been doing this longer than any of the others on the stage. You have his experience in 2008 and the experience this year. Some answers ought to just roll off your tongue. Some answers ought to now just be automatic coming out of the oral cavity. But Mitt appeared to be stumbling and unsure of some things when this income tax challenge came up. Release your income taxes, middle Rick Perry up there. And I think that you should release your taxes. What Romney should have said, okay, I'll release my income tax as soon as Obama releases his college transcripts. And he could have said, okay, here's the amount of money I've paid in taxes. But he went to percentage route. He was clearly on defense about this. And he went the 15% defense route. What he left out is that he's probably paid a lot higher tax rate on the income prior to reporting the capital gains rate on it. So there's clearly defensive. Now, Newt, God bless him, is now telling Santorum and Paul to scram. And Santorum is saying, Newt Gingrich cannot bully me out of this race. And Romney is now preparing a whole new negative series of attack ads on Gingrich. Sarah Palin was on Fox last night, and she went rogue. She said if she lived in South Carolina, she would vote Newt on Saturday. Now, she didn't say that she was endorsing Newt. She just said if she lived in South Carolina, she'd vote Newt. And the presumption there is that she's doing her own version of Operation Chaos, keeping this thing going. No sense in wrapping this up after Florida. Why is it magic that our race has to be wrapped up after Florida or this soon? Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's go to the audio sound bites because Nancy Pelosi has opened her cavity. Her oral cavity. She's two things. Pelosi's out there saying, nah, we don't really have that much to do with Occupy Wall Street. No. We're not tied to that group. So that's not going to make them happy. And it's a clear indication that the Democrat calculation is that the Occupy crowd is a drag on them. Then Pelosi, at a political playbook breakfast yesterday, she was interviewed by White House correspondent Mike Allen, who said, you think the Republican right is intentionally digging in, assuming a loss, staking out their ground for 2016. Now, when Pelosi says far right, she means the entire Republican Party. Have to understand that about her. She makes no distinction. The entire Republican Party to her is the far right. So you have to know that when you listen to her answer to the question.
I don't think they think he's going to win. If the far right thought that Romney could win, they might be more enthusiastic about him. But they question what he stands for, and they don't think he's going to win. So what's the sell? I'm not sure he knows what he stands for. And that makes it harder, too, because that doesn't instill confidence as to where he might be on some issues.
Yeah, so Pelosi, the Republicans don't think he can win. The far right, he doesn't know what his core is. He can't explain it. They don't think he can win. Now, you probably recall El Rushbo, offering a similar opinion about certain elements of the Republican establishment. And it's not so much that Romney can't win, it's that Obama can't lose, is what they really think. They think that Obama just can't be beat. And they think it for a host of reasons. They think that too much of the country has been dumbed down. They think that Obama's got too much money. They believe in the power of incumbency. They understand and don't think they can do anything about Democrat vote fraud. All those things. They also understand that Obama is black, and they know that they are not going to be nearly as critical of Obama because of that, so they're not going to really take it to him. So they think whoever the nominee is going to lose. It's not that Romney can't beat Obama, it's that nobody can. And I'm not saying everybody, but certain elements in the Republican establishment, that's just what they think. And they do not think that ideology is a factor in elections. Not enough people know about ideology, conservatism versus liberalism. And Obama has the power of the purse. He's spent money. He's bought votes. So there's no way they can compete with that. And so they think their best chance, and again, it's not all of them, but it's some of them, and they think their best chance is to pick a moderate who cannot be tarred and feathered ideologically. They believe that conservatism, if somebody is criticized as a conservative, is a guaranteed loser. That's what some in the Republican establishment think. You know it, and I know it. And the liberals are starting to crack, because here's Pelosi saying that the Republicans don't think Romney can win. But last night on Charlie Rose on PBS, the New York Daily News Washington bureau chief, Thomas DeFrank, and they had a discussion about the Republican primary, and Charlie Rose says tax returns have come back as an issue here, Thomas.
The White House is ecstatic. They're already getting ready to tee him up in the fall as just another robber baron, just like a hedge fund trader and all this sort of stuff. It fits right into their populist riff, and it's going to be a problem for Romney.
Now, this is, I think, another liberal letting the cat out of the bag. They want Romney. And for exactly the same reasons that I have suggested to you they want Romney. That's exactly the same reason they created Occupy Wall Street. Because Romney is Wall Street. Romney's Bain Capital. Romney's Mr. Private Equity guy. Romney's Mr. 15% tax rate. Romney's all of this rich robber baron stuff. And now he gave money to the Mormon church. And so then more and more liberals now starting to crack. They're getting, I think, ahead of the game, a little bit uber confident. White House is salivating for Romney. Now, you have to admit, folks, you have to admit that up till now, actually sometime last week, the word has been that the White House is scared of Romney. Remember, how many times has that theme gotten out? The White House doesn't want Romney. White House is afraid of Romney. As though they're going to be honest with us about it. So there is mucho gusto going on. I mean, all kinds of stuff is happening. The captain of the Costa, what was it, Concordia? Is that the name of the ship? You hear what this guy says now? He tripped and fell into the lifeboat. He got trapped and he was running away. He was running to do his captain duties, and he tripped and he fell into the lifeboat and he got trapped in there for an hour. He couldn't get out because it was suspended over the side. He didn't run away from it. He tripped and fell in there. I mean, the sissification of our worldwide culture is well underway. Well underway. Yep, the guy tripped. Well, who's to say it didn't happen? All right, I can take a break. Sit tight. Sit tight, my friends. We've only just begun. I don't know if Botox affects a person's... You mean Pelosi? I have no idea.